See him a beast when you hear that sound like yeah, beat on the beat when you hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch and the champ only need one round like ha. Yeah, me, I'm a G-Ring, he in the sound like
fighting at UFC Vegas 82 on November 18th. Please welcome Chad, the Monster, Anheliger. Chad, how we doing, man?
I'm doing awesome, man, despite the fact it's snowing here in Calgary today, but I'm doing good.
It's snowing over there, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we still got like the fall weather over here in Pennsylvania, so we're not quite there yet, but we didn't get any snow last year, so I'm kind of jealous already. But dude, elephant in the room, man. It's been over a year since you last fought. The people are wondering where you been, what you been up to.
Yeah, I've been up to a lot, all positive stuff. During the fight, the last fight with Alatang, I actually tore something in my shoulder, like a rotator cuff thing, and it took a long time to get back to like full capacity. So the injury, took a little bit to get over, but then I was still able to train. I worked on my jiu-jitsu, I worked on my boxing, I could do a lot. It just wasn't good enough to fight yet. So it took a long time. It took like 6-7 months, but in that time, I also opened my own gym, my own Champions Creed. So I have my own gym that I was getting up and running off the ground now, and it's going okay, and it's allowing me to focus and get back into the cage. So I'm feeling great. The timing actually worked out great. I'm feeling positive. I'm ready to rock.
And all healthy now, everything's good to go there too.
Yep, 100%. 100%. I was trying to get on the Vancouver card back in the summer when it came to Canada, and it probably would have been a bit early. So I'm actually glad it didn't work out. And it gave me lots of time to be back in the gym. Like I was doing a training camp for Vancouver because I was expecting a call, like, last minute, something happened. I just really expected that to happen. So I did a pretty full training camp in between. So I've been active. I'm ready to rock.
Well, and dude, like you've had so much time off from, I mean, I know you've been training, but you've been off competition for a long time. And the last time you're in there was your first loss in the UFC. So like with that combination of the time off and the loss, where's your motivation at? Like how hungry are you just sitting on that for so long?
Coming off a loss, I'm as hungry as I ever been, man. It's never going to happen again. So I really want to I don't want to just make it to the UFC. I want to do well. I want to beat these guys. I want to get the big fights. I want to fight on big pay-per-views. I want to fight on the main card. I want to re-sign my contract. All these things. As I continue to grow in the sport, my goals grow with it. So I'm as motivated as ever, especially now with my own gym. I have my own students. I have my own, kids class. It seems silly, but even all those people there, I really want to go out there and get them a win. I feel a lot of support behind me, and I want to make sure I capitalize.
And you're 2-0 at the Apex. Are you excited to be back there? Are you going to miss the big crowd from last time? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's all work. It doesn't really matter. There's benefits, there's pros and cons of both. So I'm just going to use the positive about the Apex, the fact that I've been there a few times, I've had success, and it almost feels like a little bit more just like a job. You just show up, go in, do your work, go home. Whereas, the pay-per-view or the big live event, there's a bit more of a, spectacle to it. And it's a little bit more pressure. For me, it doesn't really matter. I love both. The crowd energizes me and gets me going, but I could also show up and fight this guy in a room with nobody there. I don't care.
And you mentioned, man, you opened your own gym. Congratulations, a Champions Creed. And there's now 2 Champions Creed locations, right? So, like, how does that work? How does that split up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really fortunate. I've been with Champions Creed for a long time, and I was able to partner with the original founders, Brian and Sheila Bird, on a new location. So yeah, it's been I've got a lot of passion into it, and it's going great so far. And it's just kind of remotivated me in martial arts in general. And yeah, I feel fresh. I feel like I'm just getting going, especially my first fight since opening that gym. I just really want to show everybody that they're training with the best. So I'm gonna go out there and get a win.
I mean, dude, the UFC name's enough, man. That's pretty cool as is. But how's camp been? Like, has it been any different now owning a gym, or like what has that done to add to camp?
No, I changed my scheduling a little bit because some of the training I was doing in the evenings, I'm now running the gym at. But
Right.
if anything, it's actually better for me. I can get my own coaches to come meet me certain times during the day, work on specific things for me. I'm at a point too, I'm sure a lot of fighters at this level are, where the regular classes are good, but that's not really what you need. You need to bring in other high level pros to work on specific things for specific things. And yeah, I'm a really like calculated guy when it comes to my training and planning. So I plan out my training week and fill it with as much as I can. That's gonna, move the needle the most in the right direction for me. So yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm super confident that I've done lots of the work already. So I just gotta go in and cash in.
I mean, you're talking about high level. I saw you guys just had freaking Rod Tang in there. How was that?
Actually, we ended up bumping the date. He's gonna
Oh,
come.
he didn't come yet?
No, he's gonna come a bit later. But yeah, I mean that's kind of how we do it. We don't do a lot for like seminars, but if we're gonna do it, we want to get the best guys. So yeah, Rotang is that guy. He's actually coming the same weekend that I'm fighting in Vegas. So I'm actually gonna miss him myself, but
Oh,
at least the team will get him.
that's still cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome right there to have for your gym. And then aside from you, like who are the other coaches you were working with who are coaching you? Who are some of your main partners, teammates? Just kind of name drop some people at your gym.
Yeah, I mean, my head coach and head jujitsu coach, Brian Bird, we've really been working on some specific things. I've got 4 stripes on my brown belt in jujitsu, and I really took that time off from the Alatang fight. I want my black belt, and I've been really motivated to get that. So I've been putting in a lot of the time and energy, some of the specific things Brian needs to see for that, and it's just helped my game because I was working on that like crazy, and then I, put it on hold to jump into fight camp. That's normal for fighters. But magically in fight camp, my jujitsu is way better. My grappling's way better, and I can really see the changes. So it's given me a lot of confidence. I'm feeling good for that. I've been working with the boxing coach, Mike Smallwood. He's been with Champions Creed for a long time as well. And just really sharpening up my hands. It's something that I've always been very confident in. And I was usually kind of filling in the other gaps for a long part of my career. But this is, the last year, 2 years, I've really been able to refocus on what I do well, and that's knock people out. So I've just been cleaning up the hands. I'm feeling really confident there. And I got the whole team, man. We got Hakeem Dawodu in the UFC. We have a bunch of guys that are ready, that are just as skilled and should be in the UFC soon. They're just building their record still. Ramil, Nick LeBlanc. We've got Nick Ring, alum UFC. He's still around teaching, helping. We just have a wealth in the gym. It's crazy how many people we have. The young guys that are killers coming up. We got older guys with tons of experience. It's a really good mix right now. So
Yeah, it sounds like just a good recipe for success right there. And who's going to be in your corner with you?
bringing out Brian Bird, head coach, Mike Smallwood, boxing coach, and Noah Ali, teammate, current Canadian 135 champ. He's another guy. He's skilled enough to be in the UFC as well. And funny enough, years ago, before we were on the same team, we fought. We had a pro fight. Like
Oh yeah.
this is like 9 years ago or something like that. And he tapped me out actually with a triangle. And yeah, but now full circle. It's funny. He's one of my best teammates, good friend, and he's coming out to corner too.
Oh, that's great, man. And it's a fun matchup, dude. Jose Johnson. What are your thoughts on him? I've been watching him for a few years now since his first Contender Series appearance.
I only want fights that are exciting. I want to go out there and really go for it. I feel like he brings an exciting style. I kind of like the matchup, the height difference. It just gets people talking. The more you can add to the entertainment side of the fight, the better. And I think Jose does his part. He brings what he brings, and I bring what I bring. So I only want these kind of fights. I want these exciting fights, and I've been pretty fortunate. I think the UFC sees that in me as well because I had a few offers while I was injured, and they were all similar, like great matchups. Really exciting strikers. You can just tell that that's what they want from me, and that's what I'm going to deliver. We're gonna have a great fight. So
Can you name drop any of those opponents that could have been?
I won't get into it because I don't
Say
want
less.
to. I don't want it to seem like I didn't take him. I was just injured, so
Yeah, no worries.
I'll,
Say
I'll get
less.
him. I'll get him back.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And when you're looking at Jose and yourself, how do you kind of look at your guys' styles? Like, how do you think they're going to clash against each other?
Yeah, he's got long, rangy, I'd call it more point style fighting. I'm not trying to take away from what he's done. I know he's got a lot of knockouts, but I'm a little bit more of a bruiser coming forward, hitting hard, heavier shots. So, I feel confident that I'm going to be able to wear him out, take him out. That style that he has, I'm confident I can walk through it and do the most damage. And damage is king. So, yeah, I see myself knocking him out. He might get desperate, start looking for takedowns. I know I'm a better grappler than him there, so he's just going to pick the poison.
And then I know you're a big knockout guy, like that's your favorite, obviously. But you just said you got 4 stripes on the brown. Maybe do we see a submission? We see that black belt wrapped around you? How do you think the fight's going to go down?
This is one of the fights I've been the most confident in my grappling because of two things. For one, I've been working on my own for a long time and it's going better and better and better. And I just got a lot of confidence. And then even in my previous fights, I fought really good grapplers. And, I was always kind of like, well, I don't really want to grapple with this guy. I want to strike. But as the grappling happened, I felt fine. And my confidence has really grown there. So luckily, this fight, I feel like I can do whatever I want. I can outstrike him. I can outgrapple him. So the pressure is a lot off as far as game plan. If things don't go the way I thought, I'm not worried no matter what happens. So,
And I know you're all focused on Jose Johnson, but I have to do my journalistic duty and ask about what's next, man. Like, any idea when you'd like to get back in there? Because I know UFC 297 is going to be up in Canada. Potential quick turnaround there. What are your thoughts?
yeah, you're a smart guy. That is the plan. I'm gonna knock
Matchmaker,
out
yo.
Jose. I'm knocking out Jose, and then I want to get a big fight in Toronto. That is a perfect world for me. I can just roll my camp and keep going right into January. That'll be this is the second last fight on my current deal. So in my grand, scheme plan of things, I'd like to, get this win, get on Toronto, re-sign. Those are kind of all the goals I have for myself. Re-signing is important to me. I want to show that I'm not just, somebody that had their shot and faded away. Like, the UFC made the right decision when they signed me, and I'm gonna, show that by making them re-sign me.
So 2024, start out with a big win and a big pay-per-view, get a new contract. Where would you like to be end of 2024? Like a year from now, how do you want your UFC, I don't know, resume to look, so to speak?
Well, it's about being remembered for the fights. I got some. Just gonna let my dog out here.
No, go ahead, man.
I'll go play in the snow. Yeah, I just want to be remembered with some great fights. Like, I have a lot of fans that follow me. Obviously, I have my friends and family and teammates, but I want them to like me and follow me because of my fighting, not just because they know who I am. So that's what's important to me, is I want to be remembered as somebody that always brought great fights, exciting fights. I don't care who they are. I don't care about rankings. I don't care about anything besides exciting fights. I've already accomplished a lot of my career and I feel really good about it. I just really want to, be remembered positively for my fighting. And that's like, every time you saw my name on there, you knew it was going to be worth tuning in. So that is really front of mind for me. When I do that, everything else seems to work out. I fight better. I win fights. I get good things. I will get the bigger fights and move up the rankings. But, without that first goal, the rest of it won't really matter as much to me. So make sure I'm exciting.
And last one for me, just kind of bouncing off that, out of respect more so than anything, because you like the exciting fights. Are there any fighters who you're like, "Whew, that would be a good one. I want to fight him."
Oh yeah, there's tons, and that's why that's why I'm still so motivated. Like, I'm still new in the UFC, and all these names, every time I see them, it fires me up, and I'm always looking for my weight class on all the cards that are happening. There's a lot of great ones out there. Cody Garbrandt, I think, would be a great one. I know that he recently just got a fight with
Brian Kelly.
Kelleher, yeah, and actually I like that fight too. Kelleher would be another great fight. When I saw those two matched up, that's something that jumped out to me. Is like, oh, those would be great. But I also love these kind of fights, like this Jose Johnson one, just because it's fun. Somebody that's like 6 foot versus somebody 5'5", 5'6". It's like, I just love the bringing any extra element to the fight that makes people just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I want to watch that. I've spent my whole career fighting these bigger guys, and it's kind of become my thing, my niche, and just like this David versus Goliath type of style. But it gets the fans excited about it. So yeah, I mean, Garbrandt, Kelleher, and then the list just goes on. There's so many great fighters in there, but I just want somebody that's really going to bring it. So a lot of these Mexican fighters are out there really bringing it too. So I wouldn't mind any of those names, Rojas, any of those guys.
Dude, maybe Cody gets that quick knockout in December. You get a quick knockout in a couple weeks, and then UFC 297, Cody G and Chad Anheliger. He was supposed to fight in Canada last year, and I think he pulled out or something.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, like mine, sick like, man. That's what I'm wanting.
Awesome, man. Well, Chad, before we get out of here, man, I just want to give you the opportunity. So many fans, so many people waiting for the big return. That being said, anything you'd like to say to everybody? If so, the mic is yours.
Yeah, I appreciate all the support I've gotten from everybody. Being on the sidelines is tough, but I'm the type of guy that makes the most of it. So just because you haven't seen me in a while, I definitely want to tune into my fight because I'm bringing something special, and I'm going to be knocking out Jose for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, UFC Vegas 82 goes down on ESPN Plus in a few weeks, and Chad Anheliger looks to get the W. Chad, thank you so much, man, and kick ass, all right?
Thanks, buddy.